All right, we're heading to the gym yet again. Walking there this time. So 45-minute walk. And it's going to be a little bit harder than yesterday. My legs are even more sore. So cardio is probably going to be a mess today. Might be... I don't even know, honestly, what I'm even doing today still. Doing maybe some kind of arms overall. I've been thinking about certain exercises that I'm going to actually be listening to. Some creatine information. I researched on the Krebs cycle again. Very complicated stuff for sure. Other than that, yeah, I really don't know what I'm doing at the gym. So yeah, let's just pick it up from stretching and let's see what we can do. Hello. All right, so we get the stretching. All right, so something just happened, and this is another thing, and this is what I want to let you guys know is so important. I feel extremely hungry, and I need energy. And even before the gym, I was even thinking about that, how I might need to eat extra before and after, and I actually did eat before. So when I woke up, I had a protein shake, I had the Vector cereal, I had a fruit cup, and I had a slice of bread with a decent amount of meat on it. And it's only been 2 hours, and I'm extremely hungry right now. So I'm not gonna waste any time. I actually put this in just now. So remember those emergency protein bars I got? I didn't think I was gonna have to use this right now, but here it is right here. I'm gonna eat this literally right now because the sooner the better if I feel like this. And yeah, this is the reason I got this, for moments like this where I actually really need this. I need the fats, I need the energy. The extra protein's gonna help. So let's try this down and I'll see you in the stretching. All right, day 11. There is an echo in my headset, by the way, which is kind of annoying, but yeah, hopefully that doesn't double the audio or something. Day 1, day 11. All right, so today, um, arms. Yeah, we're doing some arms today. A little bit of bi, a little bit of tri. Oh, and some abs as well. And actually, something happened that's never happened to me before. No, in a bad way. And you'll see in a second. I should slow it down once it gets to that point. But yeah, we're 5 times speeding it as per usual. And I gotta say, let me just feel out my body right now. Yeah, so I nailed it perfectly. I am like, oh God, I love that feeling when you were just so sore everywhere, and to the point like where it's like obviously you can't really do much, but not to where like you can't extend your arms or like you can't move. I'm like just in that right perfect zone where I'm just super sore and it's just pure gains from here. It is a phenomenal feeling. I always say this to people. I always feel better when I'm super sore than when I'm just like fully ready to go. I don't know why. It's like to me, it's just like that guaranteed, like you're getting stronger. It just makes me feel really good. But yeah, we got sort of a long one today. I don't know why actually this was more stretched out. I actually am gonna show some of that first exercise. So there's a typical preacher curl. You guys know what a preacher curl is, but they have again new machine, lots of new machines at the gym. But this new preacher curl machine is phenomenal. I love this thing. This is probably gonna be one of my favorite, if not my favorite, new piece of equipment at the gym. It's just has so many things, and we'll get into that in a second. But yeah, for today, I mean, I only did one exercise for biceps and one exercise for triceps because that's all I felt like was gonna be appropriate, and I was correct. Sometimes you're wrong, sometimes you're right, but genuinely, especially because of how I wanted to do a little more and maybe was slightly too far with some things. No, it definitely was slightly too far in a couple other things. So yeah, here I'm using that thing to bounce out so I can stretch my adductors. Oh, one thing I actually now stretching and looking at this, I remembered something. So as I was like kind of getting changed and whatever, was the first thing I noticed about my flexibility is when I went to like take off my shoes, I felt way more flexible in my hamstrings. Like it just naturally, and it felt so nice. Like I haven't had that feeling where like I'm actually starting to become more flexible again. It's still honestly not there. It takes a very long time, but
Yeah, this is, kind of the mid to end of the second week, and that was the first real indicator that the flexibility is coming along. And even when I was doing these like ankle twists or whatever you want to call them, I felt like I could move a lot more. So today, like flexibility wise, is actually feeling really good. And I cannot wait to see, because again, I'm going to be doing this no matter what, every single day stretching for the whole year. And it's only been 11 days and I feel this good. Can't even imagine what it's going to be like. And we're doing some things like I couldn't even touch my toes, like when I'm like laying on the ground doing some, or not laying on the ground, but sitting up on the ground trying to reach. But yeah, I love stretching. Stretching. Oh yeah, the cat stretches. Oh yeah. You know what? I mean, I didn't have the greatest angles for this, but it looks like we're getting a little bit more extension on this one. That one is just too good though. The back extension is just like you just got that feeling. If you've never done that one, like find a spot, do it in private first. 'Cause I understand. Honestly, I don't even care what it looks like. I just don't care. It just feels so good. It's probably one of like the most important ones for me because my back is generally a little tighter on the lower end. Other than that, like probably my ankles, probably the worst. And then maybe even like quads or glutes, probably. And that makes sense because I'm doing a lot of cardio and I'm doing a lot of training, so those are going to be tightening up a little more. But like right here, I think it was, right? This actually might have been yesterday, but yeah, and this is so hard to do. Yeah, I touched my toes there, which I was really happy with. All right, so I'm showing off this some of this preacher curl. So basically, as you can see right there, it had like one, two, and three, and like it hits different parts of the biceps. And I actually had somebody kind of explain this to me. There was somebody on the machine. I was like asking him, and he told me about everything. And I was kind of like looking at everything. So I wanted to go through every single variation. So there was like beginner, middle, end. You could do like beginner or beginning, middle range, and like so I tried through every single one of them, and it really did feel a lot different. What I really like about this one too is that you see how the grips there, they got the like the little handles. You could pull them out and pull them in, so you could have a wider. I just did a normal like standard grip for the entire time, just so I could like feel out the machine. Because again, this is my first time on this one, and my biceps were not feeling. I only did 20 pounds. 20 pounds. I did every single one was 20 pounds. 20 pounds. 20 pounds. And that was enough. Like I didn't again. I felt that stretch, and so what I was gonna say, so you could even do hammer curls on this one. You could pull in your hands and then turn your palms facing towards each other and do hammer curls on this one. So this is going to be my machine for biceps. Another great thing, I mean, because of like for filming is kind of awkward and I just don't want to be in people's way. This is like perfectly out of the way of everyone, and where my camera is set up is like right tucked in the corner at the end of the dumbbell rack, against the wall where the mirror is. So like nobody's coming through there. Oh God, this thing. Okay, so this one, I remember they had another tricep machine and that I liked a lot more. And this one was this one's really bad actually, for a lot of reasons. One, as you can see right there, kind of lifted up. The bar is way too far back. Like you gotta reach for that thing. Like it's unnaturally far back. And honestly, I don't know what I'm gonna do about this one because look at this. Look how far I have to go back. It may not even look like it from this angle, but it's really far back. And even though it looks like, it's a great like angle and path that it's taking, some of these, I'm sure you've seen this before or felt this before. If you tried some of these machines, you know how like there's like that resistance where it's like you feel like you're pulling and then something's like pulling against you and it's not the weight. It's almost like the rubber band is kind of like it's kind of like it just not like flowing good. That's what this felt like. So it just I don't like when machines feel like that. So this is the only one, and I remember that existed back then. Okay, wait, hold on. We gotta stop that. Okay, this is where it all went wrong. So I decided to do some abs, and classic doing this one. So what do you think is gonna go wrong here? Now, even just looking at this kind of gives me PTSD already for what happened. And it was kind of it was really sketchy, yeah. Luckily, okay, so I'm going to slow it down here. So luckily, it happened right on the last rep, and this is why it's so important, guys, to also breathe properly and just kind of um keep yeah, I'm perfectly hydrated and everything. So I want to see if you can even see it. It's at the very, I'm pretty sure it's in the very, very last rep. I should have eased off of it too, but this is gonna scare me going forward for sure. I shouldn't even done the last couple reps, right? Yeah, I should have stopped right there, realistically. So, and I want to see if you can see anything. It was right here. Yep. There. Boom. My abs, right there. What is it called? Sorry, I got a cramp in my abs, like a big cramp, and it was just pulling in hard. And man, I was treating this. I took that like a champ because honestly, to me, I felt like I was dying. Man, I took that like an absolute champ. Oh my god! Because even right now, it's like barely coming out, and I was just like, holy shit, that felt terrible. Yeah, I got a full-on cramp in my abs, and they were just all pulling in, but it was very brief. And after this, I had to take 10 minutes. You see right there? It's almost like I was trying to. Obviously, you don't want to be like screaming in pain, but it was bad. Luckily though, so what happens when you get a cramp? By the way, you just breathe really fast. Keep breathing, getting that oxygen flowing. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Don't move. Kind of stay where you are and try to rub out the muscles. Like really massage the muscles fast. If you can, because sometimes you get a cramp, you can't even like if it's on your leg, it's hard to even like reach there. Just keep breathing really fast, and just that is the best way to deal with a cramp. But yeah, I've felt like semi crampy in my abs, but not like that. It was a full on my like entire stomach just pulled in inwards and down, and it was horrible. I never want to feel that ever again. So that is like legitimately that I have a new fear at the gym now is that I'm gonna pull my abs, or sorry, cramp my abs. And as you can tell, like I just kept it going. Like I was just like, holy shit. But yeah, let's move it back up to 5 times speed. So this one, okay, so this is like an oblique machine, and God, this one was so complicated. I don't know why it took me forever. I don't know if I was stupid from the ab cramp, or I just couldn't figure this one out. But it was so much awkward. They had another one. Yeah, even this guy was showing me. Even like beforehand, dude, this guy, shout outs to this guy because he was really helping me with this one. And believe me, like these, like it doesn't even look that hard from here. But trust me, like, okay. So what threw me off initially is that whoever used this last, it was like in the middle of everything. So like I was wondering like how you even got on, where you sit, where you put your arms and everything, because whoever left it last was probably not even doing this properly. Because you need to have it in like basically a certain spot. And this was again more just testing this one because especially after my abs cramped, I didn't want to go too hard. But I did take 10 minutes break, like I mentioned a couple times. But yeah, I love training obliques. Obliques is part of abs, and I try to do oblique training a little bit when I train abs, and this will be a standard exercise I'll be using eventually. Again, weights, I'm not even really sure. It's just not much weight, 35, 40 pounds, whatever it was. I don't think I went much farther than this. There's no reason to. Um, but even this, like I felt this, and even right now, like my abs today, yeah, they're feeling it. I mean, after the cramp, yeah, they're definitely feeling it. And I think this is gonna be the last set of this. So we're actually kind of getting towards the end of the workout already. No, yeah, no, that was it. All right, so we're doing bike. So I got it from the back angle this time. Yeah, this is definitely a better angle. This is less intrusive to people walking in; they're not gonna see it. So I'm definitely gonna probably use this bike, which is more tucked in the corner. Again, I'm keeping these things in mind just because I don't care if people like say something or like let's say worst case scenario, some guys like, are you filming? Can you not film me? Like or something like that. Like I don't care about that. That's not what I care about. I don't like the idea of someone like it's like myself where like I don't want to be, I don't even want people to question, like, if I'm even filming, like, almost like they don't even know I'm filming in a way, right? But I'm obviously not filming anybody else. It's just for me. But I just don't want to have to deal with that. And today, I actually didn't even. So this is how sore I am, by the way. Because remember, I told you how my whole body is sore. I didn't even want to grab the bar. I could see it the entire time I did this, which I never do this, by the way. I was not holding onto the bar. Oh yeah, so let's wrap it up.
All right, we're coming to the gym again. What an interesting workout today. Well, first of all, I gotta say that bicep machine, that new one they put in, is gonna be one of my favorites. It had a really interesting. It had like 5 sets. I think it was beginner to middle, and then you could combine the two to hit different parts of the bicep. But honestly, it just felt good at whatever it was. And you can adjust the handles, you could do hammer curls on it. So that's gonna be an overall.
I gotta repeat myself.
And that was the only bicep thing I did, because I mean, they're honestly they were good, and I really don't want to push it, obviously, considering what happened to my arms earlier. So yeah, that was good enough. I did some of that tricep extension. That was the only one I did that too. But then what happened? Which, by the way, this has never ever really happened. I've gotten this maybe a little bit, but I cramped up on the abs. I'm not sure if you mentioned this afterwards, but yeah, it just really cramped up fast. It felt terrible. But luckily, it was like right at the end of the last rep. And by the way, how you kind of get out of that is you got to breathe really quickly.
So I'm really repeating myself with everything. I'm trying to minimize that, guys. I apologize.
Yeah, that felt horrible.
Sometimes, like, I say something and then
like 10 minutes.
The audio is recorded on different
days. Some obliques. That machine was hella confusing. I'm glad I had that person to help me figure out what that machine was anyway. But yeah, what was it? Arms, abs, and cardio. And actually, cardio was surprisingly good today. I mean, my legs are obviously insanely sore like they always are, but man, I just nailed everything kind of perfect today. Other than that ab cramp, which honestly, I never want to feel that again. I just don't even know how to explain it. It's like your whole stomach is like squeezing in really tight. Like, if you know what a cramp is, you know it's bad, but like, damn, a full-on stomach cramp is the first time I've experienced that. It's not a good feeling. Honestly, I wouldn't want to have either, but at least it didn't last too long. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. So at the end of the day, it's 2:30, so I went a little earlier, and I got out a little earlier, but I still ended up spending about 2.5 hours there. So yeah, the moral of the story is today, what I showed earlier is that I was just extremely hungry. I had that emergency protein bar, and that was exactly what I needed. It was only 180 calories. Had some fats, had some proteins. I'm gonna need to get a big meal when I go home. So if you really do need to eat, then just eat. Especially if you're working out a lot, it's better to eat more than to eat less, always. Because you can always eat a little more and then work it off. The thing is, if you don't give yourself enough, then you're pretty much wasting the potential. So that's the tip I have for the day. I'll see you tomorrow.